Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. How are you today? So much fun over here at Toby Fairley because we're doing, as you know, if you've been watching my stories, we're in the middle of a launch for Design You and we're closing the doors for the very first time on Design. You've never done that before. It's going to be so fun. But the reason we're doing it, why are we doing it? It's not going away. We just want more time in between launches, in between sales periods, to take good care, better than ever care of our members, which we're already taking great care of them. So just imagine what we're going to do when we make even more space for taking good care of our members. So, here's what I want to talk to you about today. We're going to talk about offers. So, if you watched my live yesterday with Melanie Coddington, you heard us talk a little bit about offers. If you didn't, I highly encourage you to go watch it. She is so fun. She's been a member for about a year. She has a really cool niche. So she owns a high end design firm, but she really, kind of worked herself out of that business, has her team running that. She's just the managing kind of partner CEO of it. And she moved over to a new niche, which is designing dispensaries for CBD and hemp distributors and business coaching those same people in their businesses and their marketing. So cool. Okay, so if you didn't watch, go watch. But we talk a lot about offers and creating offers, and it's something that's really important. And I think creatives don't do this well at all. We don't even really know what an offer is. We don't think it applies to us if we have a big one-on-one service, big or not, it's expensive or not. We just don't understand it. And so in lieu of that, what we end up doing is just kind of saying to our customers, yeah, we can do anything you want. Anything you want. And a lot of people, it's anything you want at an hourly rate. Well, that sounds great in theory. It sounds accommodating in theory. And for the right customer who already knows they want a designer or whatever your creative industry is, a event planner or a landscape designer or whatever, fine. There's certain people that works for, but I would argue that it doesn't work for most people. It confuses them because if they knew what they wanted, if they knew what they needed, then they would already be a lot farther along. They may have already hired someone, but they so often don't. And so I always equate offers to sort of our version of offers as creatives versus, having something clear and easy to buy. I think of it like kind of like a car dealership. And you don't walk onto the car lot and just see all the parts of the car there. And you're like, I'll take some of that and I'll take some of that and put that together. Maybe that'll look good over here. Let's put that together. And then let's be surprised at how much the whole thing cost, right? And that's kind of what we do as creatives. So I want to talk to you about having clear offers, okay? Knowing exactly what goes into an offer, um, you being so clear about it. Because the other thing I hear a lot is so many creatives don't like selling. You feel uncomfortable selling. You feel sleazy. I just was coaching someone in Design You yesterday who was like, I can do the webinar part about teaching the free content, but when it comes time to sell and like turn my salesman hat on, I feel real creepy. I feel real weird. Okay. And so that's also partly because you're not super clear on what you're offering. Hey, Miss Denise. So here's why I'm talking to you about offers. So what are offers? Well, it's a package or a program that you create to give people the chance to hire you and work with you in a really easy, clear way. Okay. And again, this is what I argue that creatives don't do well at all. We don't make anything clear. We're like, yeah, we can do everything, whatever you want. And that's what stops people, right? Because they have a lot of fears. They're like, well, I think we want that, but what if it goes over a budget, or what if we make a mistake, or what if it's not what we thought it was going to be? And so, thinking about ways to have some different offers in your kind of repertoire, in your what we call value ladder, is really really important. But they need to be the right offers. And it's not about just having 15 things for people to choose from, because then you confuse your customer all over again. And if any of you've read the great book Story Brand, it's probably up there. It's a red one. Um, Don Miller says, if you confuse, you lose. And I think that's what we consistently do, is confuse our customers, right? So, couple cool things here. First of all, in Design You, in October, we have all new monthly content. We've had another topic for a couple of years, which is still available in our vault if you wanted that one, about relationships, with your team, your vendors, and other things. But it just became so clear to me that this topic of offers was something that people were not getting. We're not getting clear on, we're not able to use. And especially when you go into the online space and start selling, it's got to be crystal clear. You got to know exactly who your customer is, exactly what you're selling them. And you're really only selling them one thing at a time. And what we tend to want to do too is we're like, well, I don't know what people want. Let me just show them all my offerings at once and let them decide. Again, not a good idea, because they get confused. So really selling one offer at a time. Like right now, I'm selling Design You. Right now, I'm not selling my strategy days. I'm not selling my interior design jobs. I don't have people picking from 70 different things. We're focused on one thing at a time. That way, you're just zoning in on that customer who's right for that thing. Okay, so it's really, really important. Now, what else should you know about this? Okay, so we have a whole month, the entire month, a workbook, a master class on offers in Design You. Also, if you join Design You before we close tomorrow at 8 p.m., I mean, not at 8 p.m., at midnight Pacific time on October 8th, you get to come to a really cool workshop that I'm doing with my marketing director, Lauren, in November about offers, and it's shaping up to be amazing. I think it might even be a 2-day thing. We're trying to figure it out, or not a couple of hours on a couple of days to workshop with you, but you'll be invited to that. But regardless, let's talk about some more stuff about offers right now, so you get really clear on whether you need this work, okay? Because I'm pretty sure that you do. So offers are what we call they solve what we call the wake up in the morning problem that your client has. Like when your client wakes up and like the first thing on their brain that they're struggling with, what is that? And we help you get to know your customer so well that you're like, what is one of the 1 or 2, maybe 3 wake up in the morning problems that my clients always have that we're going to solve? So for example, in Design You, we saw your wake up in the morning problems, usually time, an issue with time, right? We say, we help you if you're overwhelmed, overworked, and underpaid. So time and money are the wake up in the morning problems that we solve with Design You. And you want to know what those problems are for your clients so you can create the best offers for them to really help them get clear on whether you're a fit or not, and get them clear on buying so they're not hesitating, they're not thinking about it. What we don't want to create is a nice to have for our offer. We want something that feels required, that feels so urgent, that feels like they can't go another minute without this thing, this content, this coaching, this design, whatever it is, because it will cost them too much, not just in money, but maybe their sanity, maybe their peace of mind, maybe they'll have regrets. So we got to know what it is that is the reason why this isn't just nice to have. This is an absolute necessity. And that's the kind of offers we're helping you create and Design You with the October content and with this workshop. Okay. Here's the other thing. We get intimidated to make offers and to sell, which by the way, the November content is on selling, because it's the other thing I saw people not getting right. So I thought we would put these back to back, offers and then selling. But a lot of you feel, when you're feeling that salesy feeling I was talking about earlier, it's because you think you're selling you. You also think you're asking people to give you something as if you're taking something from them. And what I want you to know is, if you have your offer right, and if it's something that you are so clear on and you're so passionate about, it's not at all like selling, and you're for sure not taking anything from anyone. You're giving them something. In fact, giving them the gift of whatever that solution is that you have created for them. And so it's really, really important to notice this. So if you're like, I'm kind of unclear, I'm probably confusing my customer, I feel nervous, I'm not sure I believe in my product, I'm not sure I would pay this price for it, or at least if I would, I don't really know how to explain to them why it's so valuable, what it's going to do for them, how it's going to solve their problem. Never even heard of a wake up in the morning problem. That's the reason that you want to get in and do this work with us. Okay, so here's the other thing. Most of us who don't really understand offers, don't know we need offers, don't know we need a few ways of making money and meeting our clients where they are, don't really have a sales process or approach or a consistent way of promoting our offers and selling. What do? We sit and wait for the phone to ring, or we sit and wait for someone to hit our website. When I was coaching someone yesterday, they were like, "Yeah, I feel so dumb now," which you should never feel dumb, as I told her. But she was like, "I feel so dumb now because I created." Oh no, it was Melanie that said this yesterday on our IG live. She said, "I created a website and somehow just assumed people would find it and then they would hire me." And how many of you think that's how a website works? Because most of us do, right? Until we learn that that's not how it works, because there are so many eyeballs all over different sites on the internet. You've got to learn how to drive traffic to your site. And just making it go live, having it be there, doesn't mean anybody's going to come to it. Okay. So there's a lot of strategy behind even getting people to know you, to your site, to your social media, and all of that stuff. But once they get there, if you confuse them, or if you're like, we can do anything you want, then the likelihood of them saying, okay, let me think about it, or that sounds pretty good, or I need to talk to my spouse, or whatever, likelihood of that happening is pretty high. Whereas if you have a very clear offer on something you're selling and they can see it, they can see a sales page on it, they can know the price of it, they can know exactly what they get, when's the beginning of it, when's the end of it, how does it work, and there's a buy now button, the chances of you getting conversions and increasing that conversion rate are really, really high, especially if you learn to talk in their language, in their pain points, in their, oh yeah, I should have turned off my calendar, right? In their language, in their pain points. Let's see what else, like really customer centric. And that's not what we're doing at all as creatives. We're showing pretty pictures. We're a lot of times not saying anything about their wake up in the morning problem. And then if we do offer, some way for them to work with us, it's like contact us or let us know what you need, none of which makes the buying process easy. Like, again, imagine if you were going on a car lot and all the parts and pieces were just laying around and people were like, well, let me know if you need anything, I'll be over here. How many people would ever get a car? No one. It might be good for our health. We'd be walking a lot more. But like the whole point is we go in, it's packaged up, it has a sticker price on it. We can drive off the lot with it, right? We know what our payment options are. We know how to get our hands on it. We know if we can afford it. We know if it has all the features we need. And that is what creating a really good offer looks like. And when you have that dialed in, what really happens to you is the most important part, because you stop worrying about fear of rejection. You know it's right for some people and not for others. So you're fine if some people say no to it. Plus you got a couple other offers like in your hip pocket that you're going to sell later, right? You also don't worry about failure so much, because again, offers are things that can be a little fluid. Like you can test it for a while, see what worked. You can add subs to it. You can add a bonus to it. There's so many cool things you can do once you start learning this concept of what an offer looks like. And then a lot of us who are afraid to put ourselves out and that we're going to be judged and that we're going to sound silly and that we're not going to know what we're talking about, when we get really clear on what this is we're doing, what we're solving, and how passionate we are about helping people, a lot of that falls away too. So isn't it true that anytime you get clarity in your life, you get confidence? And that is what's so true about offers. It's also so helpful for pricing because there's a clear deliverable. There are multiple of them that go with this thing. It's a clear price. You don't feel the need to apologize or dumb it down or discount. So again, there's so much that helps us get out of our own way and stop doing the things we're consistently doing, confusing our customers, not really talking about how we solve their problems, not giving them something that's easy to buy, not even feeling confident in our own products and services, right? So this is really important. Whether you're going to do anything online and digital, whether you're going to just do your one-on-one thing, or a couple of different one-on-one options, you still need to know about offers and how to make them clear. I just posted a video yesterday, last night, of Maria Videla, who's in Design U, and a lot of people are like, well, I don't need Design U, I don't want to do a digital thing. And the interesting thing is, that's not all we do in Design U. We teach you how to show up, we teach you how to change your mindset, we teach you how to make money. And she talks about in that video how she hasn't even done anything digital yet and didn't think she wanted to. Now she does want to after seeing what we're doing over in Design U. But she's just been busy up leveling her one-on-one design business and doubling her income. And she made more in the first 6 months of 2020 than she made all of last year. And for the last 18 years, she's been in business per year. And so getting clarity on who you're helping, how you're helping them, how you're selling that to them, how you're marketing, how you're getting traffic to your websites, all that stuff is all part of this process. And the offer is a key piece of the puzzle that gets people to buy. Okay, let me look at my notes and make sure there's nothing else I missed. So the biggest thing with the clarity is that then you never stop selling. And a lot of you stop selling all the time, right? You might actually show up and sell a little bit when your pipeline is dry, when you wrapped up a bunch of big jobs or whatever, and you're getting nervous and it's kind of crickets chirping and you show up. But then the minute you get a handful of jobs again, you're like, oh, whew, glad that's over with. Let me go back to just working on my client work. Let me not work on my business anymore. And when's the next time you decide to sell? Right when you need more clients, when you're about to wrap up those jobs and you're looking at your bank account and you're looking at your pipeline and you're like, yeah, what are we going to do for the next 6 months? And so when you have clear offers and when you have clear, a clear value ladder, a clear picture of what you're selling, then you never have to stop selling. And you can have a team of people helping you sell and convert in the background or get people on a wait list. Or, it takes time too. It takes time to get people knowing you, hearing about what you're selling, getting their head around it. And so you have to be selling when you aren't ready to convert, so that when you are ready, somebody is at that point of converting. They've seen enough of your messaging. They've heard enough of your your stories and the problems you're solving and that kind of thing. So it's really important you get this dialed in. And I just wanted to address it with you a little bit today. And if you want to go deeper, if you want our help creating great offers, really learning about your client and who it is that you're helping, what you're solving for them, identifying their wake up in the morning problems, their pain points, then you want to do that in Design U. Jill Kalman, who's one of our members, was just on my podcast last week, if you haven't heard it, talking about niche and her offers, which is incredible. And she just said the clarity is amazing. And it doesn't bother you to sell when you're clear on what you're selling, when you're clear on the transformations that you're going to give your clients. And again, for those of you who are skeptical, who are like, well, this doesn't work for one-on-one or high-end, it absolutely does. And I want to ask you, if you're not getting clients right now, kind of how's your current process working for you? It's not, right? So why not open your mind to getting more clear, more dialed in, more drilled down on what it is you're selling, even in those more luxury kind of offerings, if you want to call them that, because they're important too. And we don't want to confuse your customer. We want your people saying yes to you time and again. Okay. So let me see. Is there anything else? I think that's kind of the main pieces of this, but I just wanted to come and talk to you about offers today. Make sure you knew what they are. Here's some things you can do. You can go back and watch the IGTV from yesterday with Melanie Coddington. So fun. You can watch the other videos I've been posting or listen to the last 3, I think, podcast episodes of Jill, Lynn, and Gwen, some of our members who have done this work. Like, we're giving you so much opportunity to see where this is how this is coming to fruition for people and the money they're making and the success they're happening. And if you have questions right now and you're just like, I just want to go straight to you, Toby, DM me and ask me whatever questions you have, because you have until tomorrow night at midnight Pacific time to get in Design U and get this offer workshop that Lauren and I are putting together that's incredible, and get the October content on offers and the masterclass and the workbook, and do this work alongside the people that are doing it in Design U, because it's so much easier to not do this work in a vacuum, to not try to figure it out on your own. Okay, so as I always say, we got you. I got you. If this is something you're struggling with, message me. You can join Design U right now at tobyfairley.com/designu. There's a whole sales page, speaking of offers, with all the information that can help you envision the kind of thing you want to create in your business, with all the parts and pieces and bells and whistles that help people buy. So check it out. I can't wait to hear from you, and have an awesome day. Hi, Caleb Brown. Hi, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.